So now in this next video, we're going to continue our discussion on the human ear by entitling the next flowchart, Human Ear 2. And specifically what we're going to focus on is the structure of this sensory organ. The structure is going to be, of course, intimately related to how the organ functions. And if you remember, the ear's main function is in hearing and also equilibrium. We're going to be focusing on the hearing side of the function spectrum that the ear has, and that's specifically going to be related to its structure in the following manner. The ear contains three main structures: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. We'll focus on the outer and middle ear on this flowchart and conclude in the next flowchart with the inner ear. So let's begin by looking at the outer ear. The outer ear is the portion of the ear that you can very much see on yourself and other people. There's going to be three parts to this outer ear to remember. There's going to be the pinna, and the pinna is a very noticeable part of the outer ear. It's the twisty, windy portion. And you might have asked yourself, why is the ear shaped in such a manner? And that's specifically because that is a very nice way to collect sound waves. And that's the job of the pinna. It collects sound waves. It's the beginning of this whole process. And it very much takes the sound waves, without getting into too much physics, of course, it takes the sound waves and arranges them in a manner that specifically focuses itself on the perfect next part of the ear. Okay, so the next part of the ear is where these sound waves, after being collected, have to be transmitted to, and that's the auditory canal. So the pinna works in very much cohesion with the auditory canal, because the auditory canal is the next step of the sound waves. So sound waves start here, they twist and turn through this part of the outer ear and then enter the auditory canal. Upon entrance, this is basically going to be the place where sound waves, after being collected, travel down. Okay, they just move down this path, the auditory canal. And upon moving down this path, they then hit the most important part, I would say, of the outer ear, which is the tympanic membrane. The tympanic membrane is just otherwise known as the eardrum, and I'm sure many of us have heard of this part of the ear before, the eardrum. So what is its purpose? Well, its purpose, structurally speaking, is to separate the outer and middle ear. So it separates outer plus middle ear. But functionally speaking, it's going to be a place where sound waves are going to function, where sound waves are going to act, actually. And the sound waves that were collected and moved down the ear now are at the tympanic membrane. And once they're there, these sound waves will vibrate the tympanic membrane. So remember, these are mechanoreceptors that sort of function in this ear sensory organ, and this vibration is clearly a form of mechanical energy. The vibration itself is going to turn the sound waves, basically convert their message in the sound wave format that really can't be understood by the body into a format that the body can understand, which is going to be within the vibrations. The vibrations that the tympanic membrane makes will be directly transmitted to the next structure, okay, to the middle ear. And that's what we'll talk about next. So basically you have these sound waves that come in, the pinna, they go down the auditory canal, get to the tympanic membrane, sort of vibrate the membrane in a way that the tympanic membrane is able to convert it into, let's say, a vibrational signal that's transmitted to the middle ear, which the middle ear can now focus on and sort of adjust in some way, which we'll see now. So let's take a look at the middle ear. The middle ear contains the ossicles. And this is a very nice fun fact to walk away, at least. If you're going to walk away with something in this lecture, remember this fun fact. The middle ear contains the ossicles, which are the three tiniest bones in the human body. And these are as follows: the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. Okay? So MIS, some people just refer to that. These are the three smallest bones in the body, and they act as the middle ear in cohesion. They basically work together to give you the middle ear structure. Now, structurally speaking, their function is to separate, much like the tympanic membrane separates the outer and middle ear. The middle ear, these bones, malleus, incus, and stapes, they will separate the middle ear from the next structure, the inner ear. Middle plus inner ear, but functionally speaking, they do the following. So plus, this is their other function. They also will be important in amplifying Their job is that they amplify sound by transmitting those vibrations. Remember where those vibrations came from? The tympanic membrane. Those vibrations are going to now be transmitted. Transmitting the vibrations to a structure known as the oval window. The oval window is directly beneath the stapes if you look at figure 50.10. And over there, once it's been transmitted to the oval window will act to further transmit this vibrational signal, this vibrational message that originally started all the way as a sound wave and now is a recognizable and understandable vibrational pattern. And the oval window, will then further transmit this information to the inner ear, specifically the portion that's called the cochlea. Now, we'll continue with that in the next flowchart. This is our overview thus far of the ear. Outer ear basically takes the information, the sound waves, brings it in, it vibrates on this tympanic membrane, causing a change in message to a vibrational signal. That vibrational signal goes through the three smallest bones within the human body, is amplified by those bones, and sent from the oval window, which is right beneath the stapes, and transmitted to the cochlea. So let's take a look at what happens in the inner ear to conclude this lecture.